兄弟们，这次好像真骂错了。11月19日，
Folks, it looks like they really got the wrong end of the stick this time. On November 19, the Chinese team met the Japanese head-on in Xiamen City. Before the contest, a fan wearing a Japanese jersey walked alone through the area where there were many Chinese fans. When we saw this man, we all thought that he was a Chinese who had come to provoke us. So all of our Chinese reacted quickly, and many fans quickly surrounded the man with angry shouts of traitor. After that, however, the story took a dramatic turn. Eagle-eyed netizens discovered that the man had appeared in a blogger's video the night before the contest. That video shows that the man and another fan with what sounds like a Japanese accent met by chance in Xiamen, and the Japanese fan even greeted the blogger kindly. Go China! The video shows one Japanese person being misunderstood as a Chinese, and we will address the further details later in this episode. In today's cybersociety, the term Little Pink has become a unique social phenomenon and cultural label in China. Little Pink refers to young people who are strongly nationalistic and patriotic and blindly support the Communist Party. They cannot distinguish between China and the Chinese CCP. When they hear criticism of the party, they think it is criticism of China and attack the critic en masse. Little Pinks think this is an act of patriotism, but outsiders believe these brainwashed little pinks live in their own world. Due to the CCP's long-term brainwashing education, little pinks harbor hostility towards other countries, such as hatred for the United States and Japan. Today, let's continue to observe this group. Recently, a little pink ran to a rally held by Hong Kongers in Britain to make trouble. After he was surrounded by the public and reported to the police, he called the Chinese embassy for help, but was refused. On November 30th, Hong Kong people held rallies in many parts of Britain to protest against the verdict of the Hong Kong 47, a group of 47 pro-democracy advocates in Hong Kong charged with conspiracy to commit subversion under the Hong Kong national security law. At the rally, Hong Kongers held a silent protest in Leeds. At the time, Hong Kong volunteers were explaining the situation in Hong Kong to passers-by in the city center when a blue-shirted Chinese youth suddenly threw a drink at them. The drink splashed on the volunteers and soaked the protest slogans. Two protesters at the rally immediately ran after the Chinese man and called the police. The man in blue, his Chinese friend, another youth, and a woman fled the scene, while the two protesters kept chasing. The footage shows the man in blue giving the protesters the finger. The guy and his friends took turns shouting profanities in Mandarin. Eventually, the guy was left alone and panicked, calling the Chinese embassy for help. He claimed that he had been threatened by Hong Kong separatists and asked if he could go to the nearest embassy for assistance. His request was denied. Let's take a look at the video. When the People's Liberation Army presses on your Hong Kong, you will know what China is.
Can you please stop? Hey, can you please stop? We have called the police and the police are coming. Yeah, we have called.
Why you throw that milkshake to us? We are doing a protest here. Why are you throwing the milkshake to us?
Hi, why do you throw the milkshake at us? Could you reply?
Are you Chinese? You are a Hong Konger, not Chinese. Get out of here.
Why do you throw the milkshake at us?
You don't speak Chinese. I am now threatened by Hong Kong separatists. I am now being threatened by the Hong Kong separatists. The Hong Kong separatists are recording my face, and I need help from the consulate, now that the embassy seems to say they have no way to protect me. However, those people are after me now. Two people just keep chasing me. We're calling the police, right? Oh, okay. Can I go to the nearest embassy? Can I go to the nearest embassy and ask for help?
那你就给我说一个你们可以解决的方法。
Then tell me what you can do to solve this problem.
现在那个港独现在正拿着手机对着我的脸录像。
Right now, the Hong Kong independence activist is recording me with his phone.
对，也侵犯了我的权利啊。
Yes, they also violate my rights.
那中国使馆它可以起到什么样的作用？请告诉我。
What role can the Chinese embassy play?
这就是没啥作用呗。
Which is to say, not much. An overseas netizen lamented, a typical brainwashed member of the Chinese Communist Party, full of grand narratives but incapable of thinking or using common sense logic. He is one of the Chinese chives that the government could harvest repeatedly, but he considers himself a family member of the CCP. When the police arrived and said they would arrest the Chinese guy, the police took statements from the two Hong Kongers. The two gave the police all the evidence, including the videos. However, the British police closed the case the next day, saying that the case lacked evidence and they would not prosecute the guy. The police said the man claimed he just accidentally dropped the drink on the ground. Hong Kong people at the rally said the man was 3 to 5 meters away from them at the time, and they could not accept the Little Pink's claim about this being an accident. They were disappointed with the police handling of the case. The Hong Kongers said that this was another example of China's cross-border repression, and that many Chinese students here had previously filmed their assembly, which interfered with their freedom of assembly. They will report the incident to members of parliament and continue to follow up. The CCP's version of Chinese history is that China has long been bullied by foreign countries, especially Japan. That is why the Little Pinks hate Japan so much, and even one 14-year-old kid did incredible things. In the early morning of August 19th this year, this little pink climbed up the stone pillar at the entrance to the Yasukuni shrine and wrote the words toilet, dogshit, militarism, and go to hell in simplified Chinese. The whole process was captured by surveillance cameras. Little Pink uploaded photos of his graffiti achievement on the shrine on a Chinese social media platform, along with the words, "I have fulfilled my life's dream." After that, he returned alone to his hotel in Shinjuku and fled to Hong Kong from Haneda Airport the same day. The Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department immediately issued an arrest warrant for him, charging him with suspected damage to property and disrespect for a place of worship. The same stone pillar at the Yasukuni shrine was also damaged by another Little Pink. Internet influencer with the screen name Iron Head urinated on the stone pillar on May 31st, spraying the word toilet in red paint. After that, he even bragged about it on mainland social media. The Iron Head and another Chinese man fled back to Shanghai. This is the result of the Beijing authorities' long-term incitement of nationalist hatred, which was brought to the soccer game. On November 19th, the third round of the Asian section of the World Cup was held in Xiamen City, China, and the Chinese team lost 3-1 to the Japanese team. To prevent Chinese fans from engaging in violent anti-Japanese behavior, the Chinese Football Association issued a, quote, civilized spectator proposal before the game. However, there were still frequent incidents inside and outside the stadium. When the Japanese national anthem was played, the Little Pinks inside the stadium booed loudly. After the match started, beams of light resembling laser pointers were aimed at the Japanese players, and goalkeeper Zion Suzuki was also illuminated by an unknown green light on his face while holding the ball. In the 33rd minute of the first half, a Chinese fan entered the stadium and ran around the field. While doing so, he took off his shirt to show the words "Live like an ant, think like a rock" written on his body. Several security guards then carried him away, and the game was stopped for a while. Another incident occurred outside the stadium, which we showed at the beginning. A Japanese fan was surrounded by a large group of Little Pinks before the contest. This is outside the Xiamen Bailu Sports Center. A man wearing a blue Japanese jersey appeared at the ticket check-in area. Hundreds of Chinese little pinks probably thought he was also Chinese, so they shouted at him, calling him a traitor. Some even used Japanese to insult him. Escorted by several security guards, the man was pushed and his hat was forcibly removed. Little pinks shouted, "Take it off." The security guard forcibly removed the man's Japanese jersey to calm the crowd's anger. The security guards then said, "It has been taken off," to calm down the crowd's emotions and quickly took the man away. Actually, the man who was labeled traitor is Japanese. The day before, he and another friend greeted Chinese fans on the streets, never expecting this to happen the next day. For this incident, overseas netizens commented on X, quote, "This is the inevitable result of the long-term policy of keeping people ignorant, brainwashing education, and information blockade. What a pity for the people. What a sad nation." Originally, the people of Xiamen City had a very gentle way of doing things, and with its developed economy, it was a very livable place. Now that the people have been so brainwashed, they are full of anger, and I'm afraid it won't be long before Xiamen descends into senseless violence. The fans and the team are a perfect match. What kind of environment can cultivate such a group of freaks? It's a disgrace. The fans of the national soccer team are just as garbage as the team itself. Some netizens joke, luckily, China scored 1 in the 3-1 defeat, or else the Japanese players wouldn't have the chance to be alive and go back to Japan. Many little pinks also think it is unpatriotic for Chinese people to wear Japanese kimonos. Let's watch this video. If you were a man, I would beat you up today. What do you want to do? Stop right there. Don't fight. Stop right there. Don't you know what it means to wear this? What are you talking about? This is China. You're wearing a Japanese kimono. You're embarrassing the Chinese. What era is this? Why are you so obsessed with the clothes of this country and that country? If I look good in these clothes, I want to wear them. Do you know how many years it has been since Japan invaded us? It's less than 100 years, and you're walking in the streets of China in a Japanese kimono. What do you mean? Are you trying to shame your ancestors? The Japanese invaded us again and again. Didn't you know? Is it that serious? This video has sparked heated discussions among netizens. Overseas netizens have expressed their opinions one by one. Quote, "Little Pink's logic is really ridiculous. Has he been so brainwashed by the CCP that he thinks wearing a kimono is unpatriotic? Xi Jinping still wears a Western suit. How childish. Wearing a kimono makes you a traitor? The kimono is actually a modified Tang Dynasty suit. What you wear is your personal freedom. People don't have any freedom in China." This kind of thing is common in China. On July 20th, an anime convention was held in Jinan, Shandong province. A woman dressed as Nezuko from the Japanese manga Demon Slayer attended the event but was removed by security on the grounds that, quote, "This is China and wearing a kimono is not allowed. You should talk to the organizer. Please understand. Please bring him to me. What are you doing? We don't allow kimonos inside. Please go outside. Please understand." Where do you show such rules? Come with me, okay? Where do you show such rules? Come with me, okay? Tell your manager to come to see me. What are you doing? We don't allow people to wear kimonos here. You know that, right? Is there such a rule? Nonsense. We don't allow it here. Please go outside. The woman eventually left reluctantly, while the guard kept a close eye on her all the way, calling out to other staff to keep an eye on her. After the video went viral, it sparked a heated discussion. Many comments said, quote, "If you hate Japan so much, most of the anime and manga conventions have Japanese elements, so just ban them all. What can clothing represent? Isn't that Nezuko? If the comic convention doesn't allow cosplay, what kind of comic expo is it?" There has always been anti-Japanese sentiment in Chinese society. China's leading infant formula company, China Feihe Limited, has been heavily attacked and boycotted after it signed a technical cooperation agreement with a Japanese biotechnology company on October 3rd this year. Words such as a Japanese company has invested in Feihe and Feihe imports raw materials from Japan appeared on Chinese social media platforms. Some little pinks linked the incident to Japan's discharge of nuclear treated water, causing panic and boycotts among many mainland people. Some said, "You can't mess around with your children." The Japanese have no good intentions, while others said, "You can't put your baby's health in the hands of the Japanese." Of course, rational Chinese still exist, and they think it is a good thing that Feihe Limited is cooperating with Kyowa Hakko Kogyo.
飞鹤和日本合作了，
Feihe
践
has
踏了北
cooperated
给
with
宝宝转
Japan.
奶了吗？
The sky is
从今
falling.
天早上
Do
开
we
始，
have
就有
to
很
switch to
多宝
another
妈
baby
陆续
formula?
在我的视频
Since
下
this
面评论
morning,
说，还
many
能不能接
mothers
着买
have
飞
been
鹤奶粉？
commenting on my
首先
videos,
呢，大家要知道
asking if they can
它这个
continue to
合作
buy
呀是技
Feihe
术领
milk
域方
powder.
面的，是有积极
First
意
of
义的。
all, everyone
其次，
should know
它
that
是
this
和日本的
cooperation
协
is
和
in
发
the
酵
field
合
of
作。这家
technology
公
and
司呢
has a
是全
positive
球领
meaning.
先的生物技术公
Second,
司，
it
在
is
生
a
物发酵技术
cooperation
上
with
是拥
Kyowa
有世界
Hakko of
领先技
Japan.
术积累
This
的。
company
飞
is a
鹤和它
leading
合作呀，
global
积极意义的。
biotechnology
其次，
company with
它是和日本
world-leading
的协和发
technology
酵合
in
作。这家
biological
公司呢是
fermentation.
全球领先的生
Their
物技术公司，
cooperation can
在生物
help
发
our
酵技术上
domestically
是拥
produced
有
milk
世界领
powder
先技术
better
积累的。
simulate
飞
mother's
鹤和
milk
它
by
合作呀，
utilizing
是
each
可以借助
other's
对方的
technical
技术经验，
experience.
帮
In
助
a
我们
way,
的
this
国
is
产
a
奶粉
good
更
thing.
好的去模拟这个母乳。从某种意义上来说啊，这个是个好事儿。
Regarding the strong anti-Japanese sentiment among the Chinese people, Guo Caihong, a parent of victims of the 2008 melamine tainted milk powder incident in China and a human rights activist, told Radio Free Asia that she does not understand why young Chinese people blindly boycott Japan and ignore China's systematic food safety problems. She said Sanlu Group was the largest company in the country at the time, with the highest sales nationwide. If a problem as big as this can occur in such a large company, other companies in China need no mention. That is why I say the whole industry has fallen. The whole industry has been tainted. Her son, Wang Chenxu, said, "Now this group of little pinks are very sensitive to things like food safety information, anti-Japanese sentiments, and patriotic sentiments. They are completely manipulated and brainwashed by the government. They believe whatever the government says, so they are unwilling to accept that overseas food is safer." Okay, that's all for today. Please remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and share with your friends if you like our video. See you next time.